Bodybuilders are weak. When it comes to building muscle, most bodybuilders have no idea how to train hard enough. And that's ultimately why most bodybuilders who go to the gym for years end up making little to no progress in their fitness journey and never reach their full potential. I don't want that to be you. When I first started out in bodybuilding, I never really paid attention of how much effort I was putting into the gym. Because I thought that I'd build enough muscle and strength if I just went to the gym every day and put in like little to no effort in my lifts. And I'll be honest with you now, dog, it's because I was a bitch. I was afraid of the pain. I was afraid of suffering and screaming to build that muscle. And I can tell that definitely held me back a lot, because now that I look back, I could have built more muscle if I just trained hard enough back then. But now that I'm over 1 year into my bodybuilding journey, I realize that I went about it all wrong. So in this video, I'll be telling you everything you need to know on how to train hard enough in the gym. Number one, you need to train till failure. Failure is defined as pushing yourself to maximum exertion in a lift, and you completely fatigue your muscle to the point where you can't even lift the weight anymore. It's one of the most important factors when you're trying to build muscle. And if you're one of those bodybuilders who think they can reach enough muscle mass and strength without reaching failure, you're not going to see much of the results you want, and then you're going to end up quitting. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Yes, failure is painful and it's scary, but over time you get so used to reaching failure that you end up falling in love with it, because failure really gives you a sense of accomplishment. And one more thing before we go on to the next topic is that failure is ugly. It's going to be ugly. It doesn't look nice. Now, what I mean by that is, when you reach failure, it's not going to look pretty. Your face is going to end up looking funny because of the strain and pain you put in your muscle through. And honestly, bro, it's completely fine. It's completely fine to make noise, to make faces in the gym, because how is anybody going to know you're training hard? Me personally, I love reaching failure and making those faces, making noises in the gym. Not in a gay way though, but yeah, that's how I show people that I'm really like that. I'm really the gym man, because I really do put in the work. Number two, you have to implement progressive overload. Over the years, I've seen so many bodybuilders make the same mistake of not implementing progressive overload and staying on the same weight for years and years. And then they wonder why they stay the same for years and years, because, well, you're not increasing the weight, dog. And I'll be honest with you now, I've been guilty of this myself. I agree there's a million things you need to remember when you're trying to build muscle, and sometimes you can forget to implement progressive overload into your workouts. But since progressive overload is such a vital factor in your muscle building journey, you have to carefully track your progress and record the number of sets and reps you do, so that you'll feel the need to surpass the previous number of reps and weight you've lifted before, so that you can get stronger. It's exactly like trying to beat a high score in a game or something. Next, at number three, we have appropriate form. I still remember this one time when I brought my friend Innocent to the gym, and one of the first machines that I saw him go to is the lat pull down machine. And I kid you not, as soon as he sat down to use the machine, he went right down to the heaviest weight and started doing his reps with the most atrocious, hideous form the human race has ever seen. And at that point, I could just tell that that man had never stepped a foot in the fucking gym in his life. It's like he was trying to prove that he's a tough guy, he's the toughest in the gym. You know, he can lift that much weight, bruh. At that moment, it occurred to me that most people in the gym don't know how to do their workouts with the correct form. And that's mainly because they don't do any research on it. And then they wonder, why is my muscles getting bigger? Why isn't my muscles getting bigger? It's because your form is disgusting. It sucks balls. It's atrocious. It's disgusting, my man. Another thing that I see so many times in the gym that jeopardizes muscle growth is people's massive egos. They take huge amounts of weight that they can't lift and start doing their lifts with atrocious form, fast-paced movements that won't even be beneficial for the muscle. Remember, quality over quantity. Slow enough reps with correct technique will build you more muscle. You don't know this, but the number one reason why you don't work as hard as you should in the gym is because you probably don't have a fixed workout schedule. You still have this belief that you can work hard enough and build enough muscle in the gym without a workout schedule planned for the gym. But the problem with freestyling random workouts in the gym is that you will never know what exactly to do, and your whole workout session will be so unorganized it'll eventually get frustrating. You'll never know at what time you'll leave the gym, because since you're always in random machines, you'll always get out at random times. You'll end up making less gym progress because you'll either neglect or overtrain certain muscle groups. But if you are a beginner in the gym and you just started the gym, I suggest you don't start out with anything. I just suggest you walk into the gym not knowing what you're gonna do, what you're gonna train. Just walk into the gym and go to all of the machines, because you are a beginner. You're starting out in the gym and you shouldn't be worrying about anything else. So I suggest if you're a beginner, just walk into the gym and get out. In fifth place, we have mind-muscle connection. Believe it or not, but muscle isn't just built by moving the weight up and down and grunting in between sets. You also have to be mindful of how you move the weight, your form, and the intensity you put into your lifts. I can't tell you how many times I've seen so many people in the gym get distracted, and all of a sudden they start picking up the weight and doing their reps. They don't even take any time to lock in with a pause.
I'm naked with my kids. I have sex in front of my kids. I'll never be ashamed of sex. My son be breastfeeding and I'll be making love to his mama. That's me, bruh. That's how I get down around kids. I try to keep their purity. I don't want to take their purity away. I let him grab my penis. I had sex with his mom. I'm making love to his mother. After I'm done, I'm laying there chilling. He grabbed my penis.
Cool story, bruh. Now, I'm not saying that you should go all Sigma, grind set, Sigma mode and avoid everybody that's trying to talk to you in the gym. You should still definitely be social. I'm just telling you that when it is time to lock in, you lock in, and that you don't get distracted by any thoughts, anything else, not even the music that you're playing. I suggest you don't even listen to music in the gym, because sometimes it can distract you during your lifts and everything, because then you're going to be waiting for the beat to drop. You're going to be waiting for this part, and then you're just not going to get a lack of flow state in your gym, like lifting, in your gym lifts, in your gym workouts. And another thing that I like to do is that I like to breathe deeply before and during my lifts and my strength events. What I like to do to lock in during my sets and reps when I'm about to lift some heavy ass weight, that I like to breathe before and during my workouts. So when I'm about to lift like heavy ass weight, I like to like breathe deeply. Like for example, like for example, if just imagine I'm about to hit like for example, imagine that I'm gonna lift some heavy ass weight, like heavy ass dumbbells. What I like to do is like I like to breathe like this. Then I lift. Sometimes it makes me lightheaded, but like it really makes my focus spike, and I even feel more stronger when I wait. Ugh. My head. Okay. And I feel more stronger when I even like breathe that much. And also during your lifts, that you should also be breathing, because I see a lot of bodybuilders in the gym hold their breath and shit. It's like, no, don't do that, bro. It's much better controlling your breath, taking deep breaths in your stomach, so that you don't like run out of breath and everything. But you need to breathe, like fuck. Mind muscle connection is so underrated in my opinion, because many people think that building muscle is all about moving the weight up and down, and it's so much more than that. And I know mind muscle connection is extremely painful, because basically you're focusing on the pain and you're focusing on the strain that you put your muscle through. But it's worth it. You're gonna fucking grow more muscle. You're gonna tear the muscle fibers in your body. So the next time you come back to the gym recovered, you're gonna come back stronger. Your muscle's gonna come back bigger, and then everyone's gonna be happy. Make sure you implement these 5 things into your bodybuilding journey, and hopefully you use them to your advantage.